Hi everyone, welcome back to Dream UK. I'm Ritwik, and on this channel I make lots of videos on topics like visa application, immigration updates, traveling in the UK and how to grow your career in the UK. So if you want to hear on these topics, do subscribe to the channel. In this video I'll be telling you how to fill your skilled worker visa application form. It's a very important form, and in order to make a successful application you need to make sure that all the details that you put in are correct. And since it's a very lengthy form, sometimes you might have some doubts about certain questions that are asked in the form. So this video will guide you through all the questions that you need to answer in the application process. When I got my skilled worker visa, it was one of the most exciting moments of my life. I was so happy, and I hope by watching this video you will also get a positive outcome on your application. So all the best for your application, and now let's see how to fill out your skilled worker visa application form. So here is the application form that I filled out. It begins with the unique application number, the BRP number, country of nationality, that is India for me, type of visa, it is skilled worker, then my registration email and my contact email. Then the next question here is, will any other family members be applying to come to the UK? In my case, it was no. The next part might not be applicable to you because in my case, my details were submitted by an immigration advisor that was appointed by my company. But if you are filling this application by yourself, then you don't need to say yes to this. But if in case you are using an immigration advisor, then you have to say yes here. Then you need to put the details of the immigration advisor, so there is nothing much to discuss here. Afterwards, you need to put your contact preferences, in which you have to give your email address, your phone number, your address, in which city you are, and your postcode. The next section is for other names and nationalities. The first question is, in addition to the names already provided, are you now or have ever been known by other name? So that is no. Do you have a valid national identity card? I have said yes. And for the national identity card number, I have used the number of my Aadhaar card. And then the issuing authority, I have entered Government of India. Afterwards, do you currently hold or have you ever held any other nationality or citizenship? I have said no here. The next one is people applying with you. Are your partner or children applying with you? I've said no. Then your location, I have entered United Kingdom. Then my immigration status, do you have a current UK visa, entry clearance or grant of leave? I have said yes here because when I applied, I had my graduate visa. And then the next question is, what UK visa, entry clearance or grant of leave do you have? So I entered graduate. Apart from that, do you currently have an application with the Home Office for leave to remain for which you have not yet received a decision? I've said no here. Afterwards, you need to put your work details for the company in which you will be getting visa sponsorship. So it says, do you have a certificate of sponsorship number? You need to put yes here. And for example, you ask your employer for your cost, but you have not received it. So here you need to put your cost number. Afterwards, what time period does your certificate of sponsorship cost cover? So in my case, it was 3 years or less. But if you are applying under new entrant route, then you can also put your start and end date if necessary. Afterwards, what is the name of your sponsor? So you need to put the name of your company and then the sponsor license number of the company, and what will your job title for the company in the UK, and you need to put the title of your job, and then you also need to put the SOC code number under which your job falls. Apart from that, there is one more question about job on shortage occupation list. My job was not, so it was no. And then how much salary my employer pays to me, you need to put your annual salary here. And then the personal details, select the sex that is on your passport or travel document, your country of birth, mine is India, then my passport number, then the place of issue of my passport, the issue date, the expiry date. And the next question is, do you live at this address? I have said yes. And then when did you start living at this address? I entered the date. So basically this section is about your current address in the UK, and then you need to tell whether or not you rent the place. So I said I rent it. Then I had to provide the contact details of my letting agency. So that's what I've put here. After that, I also had to provide my past UK address, in which I added the address of my student accommodation. If you have lived in more accommodations or flats, then you need to provide details of all those. And then, have you lived at any other addresses in the UK or abroad in the past 2 years? So apart from these two, I never lived in any other country, so I said no. The next section is family and relationships, in which I answered, do you have a partner? No, I'm single. Have you previously been in a marriage or civil partnership? I said no. Can you provide details about at least one of your parents? I said yes. And then I added the details of my father here. After that, I also provided the details of my mother here. The next section is about travel history. It asks you how long have you lived in the UK. I entered my number of years and months I've stayed in the UK. And then, since you started living in the UK, have you spent time outside the UK? I said yes, because before applying for skilled worker visa, I visited India twice. So I provided the details about when I left for India and when I came back. The next question is about how many times you have visited the following places in the past 10 years. So this includes any travel to Europe as well. So I traveled to Europe twice before applying for skilled worker visa. So here I provided the details about my visit to the countries in Schengen region. So these are the details that I've added here. Apart from that, it asks you if you have been to any other countries in the past 10 years. In my case, it was no. But if in case it is yes, in that case, you need to provide all the past travel details. And then the next question is, did you receive medical treatment in the UK? It was no in my case. The next question asks you if you have a UK national insurance. So I said yes to this. And in the next question, I had to provide my insurance number. Then it asked me if I have a UK driving license. I said no. If you have one, then you'll have to provide your details. And the next question is about if I've received public funds in the UK, and to this as well I answered no. The next section is criminality. Here I had to provide details if any of these situations were true for me. Since my student visa got rejected, I had to provide details about when it got rejected and more details about my rejection, but it didn't have any negative impact on my skilled worker visa application. After that, there are some other questions about criminality. I said no to all of them. The next question is about financial maintenance, which asks, has the company agreed to certify your financial maintenance? In my case, my advisor answered yes to this, but you can also say no and then say yes to if you have been in the UK in the past 12 months. And afterwards, the last section is about English language ability. The first question here is, have you provided evidence of your English language ability in a previous application? I've said no here. How will you prove your English language ability? And the answer is a degree equivalent to UK bachelor's degree or research degree. There is no option for masters, and if you have done a masters, that's fine because it's one level above bachelor's, so it's even better, but the minimum requirement is bachelor's degree or research degree, so you qualify for this statement as well. And then, what country did you do your degree in? You can say United Kingdom if you have done your masters here. And can you provide a copy of your degree certificate or an official transcript letter? So after your graduation, you must have received this document, so you can provide this to UKVI and say yes here. There is one small thing that I wanted to add. Some of you had asked me, after the skilled worker visa or visa sponsorship rules changed this year in April 2024, after that, has there been a change in the application form or application process? So my answer is no, the process is still completely the same. The application form is completely the same. I haven't seen any new sections coming in. So this is my form, and I used this form before the new rules for salary were introduced, but I have compared my form with the forms of my friends who also applied for skilled worker visa, but very recently, 1 or 2 months ago. So they applied after new rules were introduced, and my form and their form were exactly the same. There were no different questions. So you can follow this form moving forward without worrying if it's up to date or not. So that's the end of the video. I hope you all liked it. If you have any questions about the application process or the application form, do let me know in the comments and share it with your friends who are also about to apply for skilled worker visa in the UK. And if you like the video, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload important videos for you. That's all from my side. Take care. Bye.